crazy. I'm saying,
Brother
they go like,
Shaka,
oh, yeah.
let me say this before I go. You are one of the most dangerous brothers in our community. Why? Because he has been listening for a long time, and when you say something, he's going to say, "Wait, but you said this on this day. Here's the video."
And he's going to have the documentation.
He is one of the most dangerous brothers in our community. And so I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that Sonjedi's audience now knows about you. He was talking to me about Shaka. I thought he was talking about Shaka almost for a second. Because Sonjedi love him some Shaka Ma'at forever. So I'm just honored that now we have a more global. I know Rob Moore was kind of making a joke, but he was also making a comment. The reality is that this internet is going to allow Africans all over the world to connect on our interest, and that is powerful. That is powerful.
Yes.
I'm honored to be on. I promise I will communicate with you. I'm watching your shows ardently, Shaka. So whenever you would like me to come and chat with you privately or publicly, please let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hotep Senuhena Senut, E.T. Ren-E, Shakandugukemet. I hope you're doing well. The title of this The title of this live stream is Sonjedi Ankh is not a blackologist? ? Let's use in the place to be. Daniel Williams in the place to be. And we have Christopher with us in the place to be. Now, I'm going to check the sound quality. Give me a moment. Microphone sound was quite loud, so kind of put my microphone away from the mouth. Now, it's not going to be drama nor beef. I wouldn't say that I ever had beef with Sonjedi. Last time we spoke was a very long time ago, years ago. Last time we spoke, that was when the Amara Squad were allowing people to teach them Africans are living jungle life. But that was a decade ago, So it's not going to be beef, It's not going to be beef at all, okay? However, after this live stream, I'm going to deal with something else that really surprised me. But this live stream should be brief. Sorry. Okay. So let's get the fair use disclaimer out of the way. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Now, let me play that excerpt here. That was yesterday. Some may say it was today. I think when that last stream used to be very nice for those who know that channel. Um, that last stream ended. It was like morning time for me. But anyway, let's listen to this.
And now that I'm pretty much done with the calendar project, now you will see more of me publicly, even on my YouTube channel. So the conversation, is around Kemet, right? And I'll just be straight with y'all. It's really disheartening to me, how the dialogue has been mischaracterized, and I'm gonna say this to everybody. None of us are saying that Kemet was not an African civilization. I'm gonna say this: Kemet was an African civilization.
Facts.
By modern definitions of Africans, they were black people.
Here you can already see the reason why I came up with that title. He said that Sonjedi Ankh said that on Wujau's YouTube channel, the Riparianite channel, the Seshu. Wujau labeled those who say that the ancient Egyptians were Blackologist. Why didn't he call Sonjedi a Blackologist?
Okay, let me say it again for everybody in the back. Okay, and I'm rubbing my head like this because this is years of just frustration of, yeah. Kemet was African civilization. By modern standards, they were black people, okay? All right, so we said it. All right, now, people get up in a bunch because the word, the place name doesn't mean black people. It's okay.
Here, I find that very strange. And sometimes when people want to reinvent the wheel, they get some partners. Now, I don't know who's been claiming that it means people. But then again, if we don't see the glyphs, it's not going to be precise enough. It's not going to be precise enough because we do have the glyphs that some people will pronounce Kemetiu. We have some scholars who use that transliteration, Kemetiu, right? So it's not a big deal, but I have a feeling because I've heard Wujau changing the narrative. For example, sometimes you can hear him say, well, some people argue that they named the country after people. But it's okay. Let's hear what he's going to say next.
All right. Zimbabwe doesn't need to mean black people in order for Zimbabwe to be an African civilization. Okay. Same thing. All the research has been put in front of everybody. Okay. It's been put in front of everybody. We're not hiding it. It's there for everybody to read. But however, you get people who now all of us have personal issues. So we put our personal issues out on the forefront for everybody to see. All of us have some type of insecurities. I have them. We all have them. And you put them in front and it becomes a mess because people want attention. And then those who can't handle said research information will then galvanize other people, get people's emotions into it. Like, oh, they're saying that Egyptians are, or the Kemites are not black. And get everybody up in a bunch, and I guess it gets tiring. Okay, it's people. It's okay.
Did you hear how he ended? They're saying what?
saying that Egyptians are, or the Kemites are not black. Said research information will then galvanize other people, get people's emotions into it. Like, oh, they're saying that Egyptians are, or the Kemites are not black.
Now, we had the so-called linguist said that Allah is in the Egyptian text, and you heard what he was saying. You heard the terminology, the vocabulary, talking about the hair, along with Wujao, but that's fine. Now, Wujao have said that the ancient Egyptians were not black, and he didn't say it once only. So who knows, maybe Sonjedi didn't know. But if you don't know, now you know, brother. Now, Jade TV isn't the place to be. Donnie Williams, what he didn't want to talk about it, but he did. To me, he balked. I didn't know that term. Let me look at bald. Well, it depends if it's a slang. Okay. Can't really see the meaning here, but okay, let me share this link right here. Oh, it means hesitation. Thank you, Donnie. Now, comprehension failure of riparianites claiming Diop was wrong. Let's hear from Wujao.
And you know what's sad? And I'm glad you're here. What happened to the Amara Squad Facebook group?
Oh, Smash took it and stole it like a thief. Changed the name on it. That's some bullshit. Yo, like, who does that?
Nah, but see, that right there is crossing the line, because there's some valuable information.
Yep.
So both Ankh and Wujao are saying that Smashback was stole. Stole the Amara Squad Facebook group. I don't know if it's true, but it's their world.
In there, and he kicked. I know I can't see everybody else, but I'm blocked. I can't even see it.
Yeah.
We were admins. I'm saying, but it's a lot of information that was posted up in there.
Yeah, he did that on purpose, yo, and then he bragged about, I took that from him.
Now I know he had a Magi Archer group. As a matter of fact, when I spoke to him probably on his channel, after so many years when we did not communicate, and I told him, that he labeled me a sucker, and I think I probably said that he deleted my comment because I had a post criticizing the Amin-Ra squad, and he removed the post. He removed my publication. And then I criticized them because they allowed people to teach that black means death and Africans are living a jungle life. And, other stuff as well. But, so I don't know if there's any truth with this accusation. And we're not on the best terms. But I'm aware he had a group, and it was a Magi Archer group. So I'm not saying there was no Amin-Ra squad group. I don't know if I don't know. It's their world.
He ain't take nothing from me, yo. Nigga,
nah, but see that's crossing the line. Like I lost respect. So that's just a wrap on that. I don't care, man. I'm too old for that. I'm not doing that. That's just unfair.
He lost respect. Okay. But lying is all good, apparently. Okay, last quote from him. He's gonna break down why he doesn't like the word black, why he doesn't use it, why he doesn't apply him for himself and for black people, and for ancient Egyptians also.
My question to you is, coming from our paradigm, do you consider the ancient Egyptians as black people?
No, and I the short answer is no, and I know that's a loaded answer, and I'll explain it. I'll do another show and I'll explain myself. But I would say no. But I don't mean what you may people may think I mean. But I don't call them consider them black, and there's a very important and valid reason why I say that. So,
And the reason?
But to make
And the
people.
reason?
All right, I'll give you the short and skinny because it's a long but important explanation. So the very brief as I could be is that in our, because you're talking about our paradigm today, right? The modern social construct of race that was created and emerged, right? Um, that construct, this construct, which is black is included, white, you have yellow and red and brown, but they don't use those color terms anymore. But that came about through modern, a couple of factors: modern capitalistic ideology, racial ideology, racism, and it's slavery. Right before, during, and post slavery. All right. So now check this out. When the label black, if we look at it just as a label, it's a color term, but let's look at it as a label. That label was relegated for the bottom class of people, the rock bottom class, the footstool of everything, the people who were barely seen as human, if at all, and it justified the societies at the time for their ill treatment of people that they lumped in that category called black. All right, so black represents the bottom. Now, to us today, we flipped it and we say black and be proud and stuff, but we have to be honest that black was coined and originally the bottom caste, right? So
Black represents the bottom. Black was the bottom caste. Is that the case? During the time of Kemet, ancient Egypt, 1500 BC, 2000 BC, 2500 BC.
now, the reason why I say the Egyptians are not is because I wouldn't disrespect the ancient Egyptians and be like the slave racist minded and relegate them to the bottom, because they
Relegate them to the bottom. So saying the ancient Egyptians were black is relegating them to the bottom,
were on the top.
according to Ujau.
They would relegate them to the bottom because they were on the top. They were like the Egyptians were the elite among themselves. That's how they saw themselves, and to the rest of the world. The rest of the world saw the Egyptians as all that in a bag of chips. Like they got texts where other kings are bowing down to the Egyptians, glory and sophistication, right? So I personally would never put the Egyptians down and put them in the bottom caste, even though the word that we're using for that happens to be the color black.
So for the record, on top of that, in the chat, I've shared another video entitled Red Ancient Egyptians question marks. Now, not only did Ujao say that the ancient Egyptians were not black, but he said that they were basically red, that they painted themselves red. That they painted themselves red. All right? So, hold on. Donnie wrote, I believe Bob on this one. I've observed John do foul things and brag about it. Well, here's my next live stream. Told you this one was going to be brief. The next one is called $20,000 stolen from Smash Rockwell by brother Ankh ? And here is the link, so you can join me. I would like to hear from some of you. I'm going to share the link so we can talk. I'm going to play a few short clips, and then it is what it is. So let me start the next live stream, and then feel free to join me over there. Dang, Danny Williams and and Jay, they are already on the next live stream. Okay, that's what's up. All right, see, catch you there. I'm gonna start it now. Intro, boom. Okay, I started it, so feel free to join me over there.